So this is not a message from hell, but about hell, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Oh, this doesn't go for everybody, because not everybody has to go through this shit. I hope not. But some of us individuals, definitely including myself, but those that are evolving, of course, you are on the hell planet, so while you're here, might as well go into the cooker, or the wood chipper, whatever they call it, energetic wood chipper. Yeah, I feel like I'm living Groundhog Day. I just do the same thing over and over again. It's like, the grass is greener over there, but mine's on fire. So, yeah, I don't think nothing's ever been easy on my end. So, and others out there either, of course, some are realizing, for those that are really having it hard, they know what that is like. And others just have it hard, but they got their cake and their ice cream at the same time, so whatever. Or they're pulling into these spiritual religions or whatever that's going on, alien religion stuff, delusional fucking programs. I'm not gonna go into all that. I've hit that hard enough as it is. Yeah, or some of these channelers that just put gibberish out there constantly. The same old message over and over again. Just whatever. Living the life of the 1%, I guess. But they're not really evolving that much. Not really. Some of it's trickster beings, but whatever. It's all part of the plan. Well, of course, if human consciousness is not giving it power, it'll have no power. But some that follow it is those that are popular and you get bitten eventually. Yeah, where you go with all that? If you get, you go, well, if someone not ready to go deep into themselves and all that's better just to go in the high vibrational nowhereville. And that's fine because not everybody can handle the fire pit. But some of us just can't get enough of it, apparently. Yeah, you just learn to love it, I guess. For those that are struggling out there, mentally, physically, whatever, health-wise, yeah, it just, yeah, you can handle it. Any furthermore onto that, well, that's how you spiritually evolve. I mean, while you're here, you might as well just go into hell in all its glory. While others can't. So, that was it. I was wondering, I had a wording for, yeah, so you have those that are spectators that watch you get eaten alive, basically. I literally have an audience, not just here. This is different, but on the real world, I really have like a real world audience. It's like, this is what a sad life really looks like. I'm not going to go into the details of that. If you're going through struggles and all that, do you have anybody like paying attention to what the hell you're going through? You have like an audience. It's like, they can't handle that shit. It's like, damn. But yeah, I literally have an audience. I'm not sure if they are aware of that. It's like, damn, it sucks to be you type of situation, right? Yeah, it does. It does suck to be me. Welcome to hell. So, but somebody's got to. It is really, I mean, that was the other thing. To give, for example, like myself, I like the Prometheus connection of being like crucified on the rock and have the vulture eating your. I'll just call it wherever I wanted to, but it was on the rock getting crucified as a vulture eating out his liver and it regrows itself. I really feel that is very true. It's like, it doesn't have to be like that forever, but damn, it's just like a repeat. It's just a repeat. It's just like, wow, things can really change. Nope, they don't change. Just more FU. It's just, damn. But others out there can connect to your own, theme of of it can be through Greek mythology or whatever it is. Some of them have the Aphrodite connections, but also that can be quite, that's not what it's cracked up to be either. There's versions of that you can tap into, Cleopatra energies and so on. Maybe someone's trying to poison you, or some kind of love triangle and it's all twisted, things like that. That's from getting more just, do you have like a theme that you can relate to somewhere in life? That's in mythology or somewhere. Or even the Wizard of Oz, the Good Witch and the Green Psycho Bitch. That is real. Of course, think with Wicked, I guess it's the other way around, and that's true too. There are scenarios where the bad witch went through all this hell or whatever, and she's just trying to get through life. I think that's what that's about. And the good witch maybe is the villain or something. I don't know how that works exactly. I'm not sure if that's how the story is, but there's that too. So, yeah, just a reason to be a psycho. So, yeah, I just say, wow, things can be a lot. Oh, it doesn't have to be. It can just be a few instead. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, things will work itself out at some level, but damn. It's like a recycling of hell. Alright, so. Is that to comment or private session? Schedule a shop here. The other thing to go into more the deeper aspect of things is, some channelers have health issues that's karmic related because they're just here to like take energy from people and so on. I have to go into details on that. They're already going through their karmic ties. There's another one that just got taken away from me. That was probably let me say that one. There's one more, can't think of it. No, it's different than that. Or those that just play it easy and don't evolve at all. Just not at all. Just here's some vanilla stuff. But, the vanilla spiritual development is, that's where it's a safe zone. Yeah, that's where you want to be. Fuck me. Say the fire pit, where nobody wants to be. So it's like I don't want to be around anything negative. Well, life sucks. Life is, it has to put in its claws in somehow, right? So, all right. So we'll go into some of that. I guess I'm not sure. Pretty much explained it all. I can end it right here, actually. But yeah, it's not to torture you. It's just that you can handle it. And there are difficult people here. They're just going through their shit, and they're just there to, somebody's got to do it, right? And it might be, he's like, why does this happen to me? And all that. It's like, well, there's somebody else that can do it. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, see, like I was talking about the spirit realms. I've kind of like, I don't think anything of either one of those realms at this point. I never really focused that much on either one of them in the past. But now I'm going through all this crap. It's like I just see them in a different energy. Like, whatever. Just colorless. They're learning from us. I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. You can see things more clearly, but other than that, there's not a whole lot happening there. You can see outcomes. But that's about it. There's not a whole lot of character, color, anything. This is where the fight is, I guess. I mean, it's an astral too, but this is the real war. The spiritual entertainment that's out there. Yeah, well, I can say it's a safe zone. It really is. This is for the kids, the teenagers. Like the modern day 1950s kids. We know about spirituality. So I can levitate, I can do this, I have contact, yada, yada, yada. Boring, who cares? Who cares? Yeah, but still softball, nothing. It's not the hardcore shit. of just like the world pounds you into the ground shit. You know, they have like a girlfriend every 5 minutes or something like that, and the rest of us have dirt thrown at them instead. Or some psychopath that just came out. He's like, you have all these nice people, but the psychopath finds you instead. Yeah, I get that all the time. Not all the time, but the psychopath with her head chopped off. And blood and all that gushing out of her head. It's like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, it doesn't have like the good psycho. It's the psycho. It's it's not anything to worry about. It's nothing. It's a horror movie. There's something else I forgot about it. Anyway, doesn't matter. So yeah, there's something else. Yeah, or yeah, the spirit realms and all their glory. Whatever. We're just helping them evolve. I mean, we are evolving. Damn. It's like it's rough. Does it get better? I think it does after a certain time, after they're pounding enough in the ground. But you might be up like in. I'm not sure there's ever an end to it actually. Maybe not. I did see one situation, you know, like this power couple. They're not rich, but moderate. But they have a motorcycle, and that's their transportation. It's kind of like, okay, you got everything going for you. You know, they're not rich or anything, but it's like, shit, one wrong move and you're fucking dead. Usually that's how it works. You know, it's like, yeah, maybe the motorcycle is economic and all that, but it's also a death machine. It can be. Doesn't have to be, but, you know, it's like, you know, we're just not having, life is just not, okay, we got everything going for us, but just fuck all that up and he'll die or something will happen. I've seen it. So, yeah, that motorcycle stuff is like another exit. It doesn't have to be, but it can be an exit point, especially those that are scooting around everybody. It's like they don't give a fuck. Yeah, we have a lot of that accents on that stuff here. So, that's, yeah, if you want to die early, just get a motorcycle. And yeah, I don't recommend that. It's supposed to be a better way to go. But yeah, motorcycles are definitely an exit point for sure. Obviously, the stuff people don't want to hear about, that's just tough. So, yeah, I think that's about it. So we go into the astral realms. I don't want to do the aliens too much, but, you know, okay, we can do a private session on those things. Kind of done them to death. I bring them in every once in a while, but we'll go into the astral energy for neutral connections on spiritual evolving and I'm getting like what's it like to be. Anyway, this is I become a leader and all that in the higher realms and all that. Well, they're all, yeah, the spirit realms are just always, you might come from a love planet or something like that, a Palladian love planet. We're obsessed with love making and all that. But then they come here and they're just a pain in the ass. But whatever, they gotta go through. Yeah, hopefully break out of that and grow up. But some of them don't do that. But anyway, so especially those of the wealthy, they just tear each other to pieces. Some of them do at least. So. Anyway, all right, we're going to the astral realms and see what we got there. All right, here we go. Green seed, astral, neutral connection. Well, it's up to the soul to, you say, assist others. And there are souls here that can easily be trapped here. So you connect to those that are going through a difficult time, that have trouble evolving. They're kind of stuck in their ways. And yeah, some that have been actually soul trapped in their past. And you're there to untrap them. But you have to let them kind of untrap themselves. I mean, you're there to kind of you're there assisting astrally, but physically, yeah, it's like you get all the dirt thrown on you. Yeah, instead of like everyone else gets the good stuff and you get all the dirt. But you're also helping them evolve, and just, it's an assignment and ask. I mean, you agreed to it, and it's not there to punish you. It just shows that how many are stuck in their ways here. It is evolving, but some have trouble evolving. Some of you have been through all this in the past, and you know, every which way you've been, and yes, you can handle it, but also not. And most likely, in most cases, others just cannot handle it. Yes, and you just, as others are, yes, at parties getting high and just living whatever they're living. Some of you are outside and yes, getting dirt thrown on you, basically, or fire, or whatever it might be. Emotional hell, emotional dirt, baggage, and so on. It's not just from this life; it's from previous incarnations also. So it doesn't mean they're trying to dump it on you, but they're so used to this old cycle of being stuck, and you're there to unstuck them. And it's a big deal because they can be rolled back into this world and continue this over and over and over again. It's kind of like finding religion to some level, but it's also putting a stop of their old ways. And yeah, they don't make it easy. It just shows. I mean, some have been stuck in these cycles since ancient Greek times, and you're nowhere near that right now. So they just got pulled into it very easily. They just they wanted the good life, but then the good life can rip them to shreds. And some of you have lived poor, impoverished spiritual incarnations. Not that you need to go through that now, but you're used to having that humbled frequency of just dealing with difficulties. And it's, some of you don't see yourself as spiritual teachers, but you'd be surprised how much is coming out on different levels of it. It's not you don't have your head shaved sitting in a monastery, and that some of them are assisting you on this. But they're not always there to go into the grid of it. That's why some people live in like the United States and other countries that are very difficult because they still have a lot of karma debt, held on to the past. Instead of living in somewhere like Finland or some kind of I mean, yes, you can live somewhere that's peaceful at some point. But you'd be surprised that those that you're dealing with that is difficult. It could be a parent, it could be whatever. Doesn't mean you're there to save them. I mean, sometimes you just get a parent out of your energy field. Sometimes they're hooking into your field, but if they hook into your field, I wouldn't see yourself as a victim there. It's like if they're trying to hook into your field, you're not that ignorant. And they're just building karma for themselves when they do stuff like that. And you're kind of like letting them get away with it, you can say, not necessarily. You're warning from them also. So you're not necessarily letting them feed off of you, you're warning from them. You're getting think like you're going to their kosh, you could get information. So, okay, while you moved into my frequency and won't go away, yes, they won't cross over or anything. While you're here, I'm going to go into your mess. So it's like, obviously don't even know that you're doing it and so on. So you don't have to think too deeply into that. You'd be surprised. Well, it's kind of like, you go into if they're in your energy field, it's like going to a garage sale. And you go through all their shit. Even that way. It's like, hey, you have the doors open. You won't go away. You won't close shop. So while you're here, let's see what you got. Most likely there's something there of value. You wouldn't do it if it wasn't for it. It's not just there. No, there's purpose for it. There's always purpose to everything, if you don't feel that way, but you don't have to think about it. In the physical, yes, you can only handle so much. I mean, it'd be nice if you can handle more, but that's why you're here to evolve, so you can handle more, but obviously the world is still kind of holding on to its old ways, so it's not that important. But yes, you can handle a great deal more, but at the state of the world currently, just handle what is on the surface. But for evolving, it's, you're at a certain level soul-wise where you can handle these situations, even if they are difficult. And sometimes we get more insight into it, sometimes not, but it just shows how many souls here have been stuck here. Just literally, energetically, the good life is not what you think it is. Some, try to be a little bit more responsible, but others are not that responsible and get tossed around energetically to one person. Yeah, like arranged marriages and things like that. They get tossed around into social groups, and they're trying to break free, but it's not as easy as it sounds, and it's vicious. Well, it shows a kind of vicious circle they come from. Yes, and a lot of them have run into spouses from the past that have been brutal in past lives, and now is brutal in this life. What they're doing in this life, most likely they've done in other lifetimes. Maybe sometimes worse, sometimes better. Hard to say. So, to give you some understanding of what you're here to unlock, it's never meant to be easy here, but while you're here, you'd be surprised of the reward once, the soul eventually wants to break free. So it just shows all the karmic baggage that's there. And it's a lot. So I give you one side of all of this without going into all the details of it. So, those things.